Hi, welcome back to Wild Caught Vintage. My name is Randy. I am the owner of Rockabilly Raven Vintage on Etsy. And here on this channel, we learn all about finding vintage clothing and vintage accessories out in the wild at thrift stores, rummage sales, garage sales, anywhere where you might find secondhand goods that you could use as treasures in your home and for your wardrobe. If you like that sort of thing, consider giving me a subscribe down below. But without further ado, we have part 2 of a massive haul. I'll have a picture floating around in here on the size of this haul that I picked up at a flea market in southern Ohio off of I-71 on Easter Sunday of all things. And in this particular video, we're going to cover vintage fabric and some vintage home decor. So, to start with, I have 3 vintage pillows. Pillows are going to stay here with me because I collect them, but I got this awesome guy with his green velvet backing. It's a wonderful little granny square pillow. It was absolutely awesome. It's so soft, and it's going to live here on my couch with all of my other fun pillows. Picked up this awesome orange because I love orange. Just crochet little square. It's gonna be a great accessory on my color schemes, on my couchscapes. Nice. And then I also picked up this great little store-made quilted piece with the sweetest little saying on it. And I believe it's for a little boy's nursery, but it says, "A little boy for you to love, how he will fill your hearts." And I thought that was really cute. So, again, those 3 pillows, they were $1 a piece. They're going to stay here in my collection. I also picked up a really interesting, I don't know what this is called. I should, but I don't. It's like a loop knitting, but there's 2 pillow shams and then a bed cover that went with this, and it was $4 for all 3 pieces. It's really awesome green and white and black, like a Black-Eyed Susan pattern. That is going to get a bath, and then it'll probably go up in one of my favorite Facebook linen groups. I really enjoy bringing vintage items to the ladies and gents there on the Facebook groups. So moving on, I'm going to lean down here. We have, I'm out of frame, sorry. We have vintage fabric. Oh, friends. So understand this about me. I am a seamstress, and I love to make vintage clothing out of vintage patterns from vintage fabric, brand new on my machine. But I also love finding really interesting fabric. So I found a booth at this flea market that was nothing but sewing notions, and I almost fainted, and my car hadn't already been full. I will actually probably go back just to look through more sewing notions and fabric and yarns and blankets that this booth had. The lady that owned this particular booth let me make a stack of fabric for $10. So, and when you see what I got, you'll understand why I made that face. So if you're into vintage fabric, right now, I'm going to mark it $4.35. This is where you're going to get the good stuff. So, first piece. I know that you cannot see me, but I'm really hoping that you can see this awesome 1960s, 1970s Swedish fabric textile artist. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. What's even cooler about that is that I am married to a Swede. My husband is from Sweden, and so when I brought this home, he went, ooh, that looks like something out of my grandma's house, and he literally meant it looked like something out of his grandmother's house in Vedigi, Sweden. But when you're looking for vintage fabric, always see if on the salvage edge you've got a designer, which this one does. My husband actually thinks that the designer may have been Finnish because he believes that this name is a Finnish name, but of course this place in Sweden is very close to where he grew up. So I thought that was even cooler. So I don't know if I'm gonna sell this one or not. It's not really my style. I definitely am more into the 50s and 40s. My home decor is a little more 60s, but maybe not that 60s. So there is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, at least 3 yards here. That's just a quick and dirty way of going from your tip of your thumb to your shoulder point to be able to find out how many yards you have of fabric. So my next piece of fabric is this awesome piece. If you know anything about vintage fabric, vintage designers, and vintage clothing, you might recognize that this is from Key West Fabrics, and it was designed by none other than Lily Pulitzer. This is a vintage, oh my gosh, I can't see if you can see it, there we go. This is a vintage Lily Pulitzer chunk of fabric. When I saw it, I just almost fainted. The one bad thing is there's only about 2 yards. Let me see. Yeah, there's about 2 yards here. But it's vibrant. It's absolutely stunning. Let me show you the print a little bit. Got little butterflies and some flowers. Oh, so pretty. Super fantastic. I will probably sell that one. It's such an awesome thing to have found a Lily Pulitzer chunk of fabric. I couldn't believe it. So I was really excited about that one. I found a lovely 1950s striped cotton. I'm actually going to make a blouse out of this. I may do a video and show how I would do that. The hard part on this one is I don't remember finding a maker's mark or anything. I just happen to know this particular sort of printing style. It's got a great print to it. It's 100% cotton. You can feel that. If I happen to find any sort of print or design mark on it, I will take a picture of it and show you guys. So there's about 2 yards there with about a 40-inch width. So I'll be able to make a blouse for myself. I have a 1940s blouse pattern with big red buttons, and I think that would look awesome with this. So very exciting. Oh yeah, look out. Woo! Polyester. Here we come. Look at that print. Oh, it's so darn good. There is like 4+ yards of that. That's gonna go up for sale. It's not my thing. But I couldn't pass it up. I knew you guys would want it. So, the way to date this is just the pattern, and it's solidly polyester. I didn't find a designer on it, but I did a cursory look, so I might look again on that one. Here is a really nice 1960s blue and neon green. Again, I didn't find a designer on it. This one has a little more yardage to it. I do believe it was 4 yards. So really, really great. Somebody will make an awesome skirt or maybe even a dress. Oh, nope. 1, 2. There's 3.5 yards there. So maybe somebody will make a dress. If you're not 6'1" like me, you could make a dress out of that much. So my next beauty is this. Oh, I think my lights are gonna not show how beautiful this is. This is staying here. This is absolutely fantastic. 1940s. It is a crepe rayon. It is absolutely beautiful. I have a small mark on there that I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. That shows when it was it has a printing incorporated. It says Pattern Rights Incorporated. So beautiful, sort of a light salmon pink with nice vibrant tropical flowers on it. I might make, if there is enough here, which I think there is, I might make a two-piece suit out of it. We'll find out. Just another great cotton. This one has a silver shot through it. This is from the 40s. I don't have any salvage edge left on it. I'm going to probably make this into a turban. There's not much left of it. Something just as an interesting side note, quite a few of my turbans are made out of scraps of fabric that I have left over. So again, this will be for a turban. It's just a lovely, really lightweight cotton. This is probably a 30s or a 40s cotton plaid. It is not reading correctly on the camera. It is, at least it doesn't look like it from my monitor. It's a beautiful little salmon pink. So I have 3 more quick pieces. These are just chunks, but absolutely fantastic Hawaiian cotton print. You can see Ameritex on the salvage edge. There's only 2 chunks here, and I might actually save these for quilting projects. And then I have a beautiful chunk of 1940s bark cloth cotton. Be still my heart. There's enough here for me to make a blouse, and you better believe that I'm gonna. This one has great, absolutely beautiful Hawaiian fabric marking on it. Just stunning. Beautiful, beautiful 1950s tiki. If you didn't want to make a blouse, or if it's not your thing to make brand new vintage clothes like I like to make, you can make pillows. Absolutely fantastic pillows out of this. So, just a thought. Alright. Oh, there's several more pieces. Ugh, I'm blowing it, but I'll try and hurry. So this is not fabric per se. It is a tablecloth. But my friends, as my dearest vintage best friend Gianna, shout out to you Gianna, has told me I am a VERA NEUMANN fangirl. Yes, I am. I am. Yes, I am. And I found a VERA NEUMANN tablecloth. Can you see? I'm so excited. It's from the 60s. It's huge. It's a really nice, big, long fall VERA NEUMANN tablecloth. Sorry, I killed the light. The way that we can tell that this is from the 60s, I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. Capital V, ladybug. As you get into the 70s, you lose the ladybug. As you move into the 80s, the signature changes. The older it is, the smaller the signature is, and it's all one size. And you don't have the ladybug. So, easily dates to the 60s. I don't believe this one still had its tag, but the print is beautiful. It does still have its tag. Oh my goodness. Can you see it? Ooh, it's so tiny. Just says it's 100% cotton on the back. Oh my gosh. There is a stain. There's a smear like someone spilled cranberry juice at Thanksgiving. But I do not care. I do not care one bit. It's going to go on my table and I'm going to love it. And if it ever gets damaged more, I will just make pillows out of it. Because that's what I do. I also picked up a sari in green and orange. It's too far away. I'm not going to go grab it. But I also picked up a red silk sari as well. and all of the fabric altogether was $10, including that piece from Sweden. $10. And then my pillows were $1 a piece. So I don't think I mentioned this in the first video, but the haul was over 100 pieces. I think it was like 115 pieces, and I paid $86 for absolutely everything, including three planters that are not pictured, as well as, oh my gosh, it's more than 115, it's like 125, as well as 7 vintage macrame hangers for my plants. Oh my gosh, it's such a blessing. It was an amazing, amazing haul. There's at least one more video. I'm trying to keep it to 3, but there might be more. So again, just as a recap, when you're looking for vintage fabric out in the wild, double check the edges to see if there's a maker's mark, to see if there is a designer listed, and then always you're looking for natural fibers. If you're into anything pre-60s, you're looking for natural fibers up to and including rayon. If you are into fabrics and patterns that are post-60s, you're looking at polyester or blends. I don't have a problem with polyester. Some people do, but I don't. It holds color beautifully and it washes well. So take a pick. Depends on what you need to do with your vintage fabric. I hope that this video has blessed you in some way. If you like this sort of thing, please consider liking the video. Maybe share it with a friend. And if I'm so lucky, you'll subscribe and come back and see me again. On that note, I hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye!